Okay, first one is what? Second one, class. Okay, third one, inheritance. Okay, after that, dimorphism. Abstraction. And at last, encapsulation. These are the, what we can say that, these are the concept we have in Java. These are what? These are the OOPS concept. What do we have in Java? All right. All right. Are you getting this? Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Yes.
So what is meant by object? First point. What is the definition of object? Okay. Simple. It is nothing but what? Entity that has state and behavior. Okay, the entity that has state and behavior is known as object. In simple way, what we can say that the thing which can be described is known as object. Okay. So there will be a question, what is meant by entity now? So let's say pen. You can describe pen, right? Blue, black pen. And so simple, slim. Okay. Means what you can describe the pen, right? So it is called as entity. Then pencil, you can describe it also. If you say that chair, so what comes in your mind? Company, quality, color. Okay, which type of chair? Okay, so that is describable. Let's say table. Okay, so it is also describable. It is also called as entity. Let's say bike. Bike is also an entity. Okay, the thing that has state and behavior. Okay, state means what? You know that what are the different states? No need to tell about that. Behavior means what? Let's say bike, it has behavior, right? So which behavior bike has? Table has which behavior? Okay, so it can run. Okay, stop. That is an behavior of that bike, right? So table, we can move table from one place to another place. Okay, chair, same thing. You can carry any place if it has been a movable pen. Sorry, movable chair, and if it has been a pen, so we can write. So what does describe? So object म्हणजे काय? Okay, simple entity that has state and behavior is known as object. म्हणजे ज्याला तुम्ही डिस्क्राइब करू शकता त्याला काय म्हणतो आपण? Simple object म्हणतो. Okay, object is nothing but what which has state and behavior is known as object. You can take any example. Okay, fan, your laptop, your keyboard. Okay, so it can be physical or it can be logical, which can be described is known as object. So what is object now? Simple. It is an instance of class. It is an instance of, okay. So object what? We have created object before this also, right? Had we created or not?
Yes.
Okay. So the object contains, simple, it's very simple. I have told it before also. Object contains an address and takes some memory, takes some memory, takes space, not required some space in memory, some space, there it should be. Mismatch. Object contains an address that takes some space in memory. Means what? Now this sentence is not understandable to you. Simply what would I do? Let's say your program has been, let's take an example. So this is your class. Okay. Class student. This is your what class name, right? Yes or no? You got it?
Yes.
Yes.
So now if there are some members that are in your class, let's say int a equals to 10. Okay. And if you want to access this, what has been required? What has been required for this
Object.
To
object?
create
We
an
need to create an object. So how, what is the syntax to create an object?
class name.
Class name, object name
Object name equals to new
equals to
keyword
new
class
class
name.
name.
Simple. Student. This is a class name. Student. S1 is your object. Right? Equal to. Now what? New
New
student. Open close. Is it right? Or anything missing? Hello?
user.
So object is used for communication purpose. It communicates. Right? So let's say student is an object. Okay. And it has states, means like name, address, roll number. Okay, these are the states. Okay, and behavior means what? Student are studying, playing, okay, running. This is an behavior. The what does mean by object? The entity which has state and behavior is known as, let's say, let's take a simple example in detail. Let's say student is what? Student is an entity, right? So what's an example of object? Student object is nothing but which has state and behavior. So student has which type of states? Let's explain the states of student. Name, address, right? Then roll number, then job, date of birth, right? Name, address, roll number, date of birth, So these are the states, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes or no? Are you
Yes.
getting? Now thereafter, these are the state. Now next to that is what? What is behavior? We'll see that. Behavior. What is behavior? Like studying. What is the behavior of studying? He's studying, then he's playing, studying, playing, let's say singing. Okay, sleeping, eating. This is what? This is an behavior. Simple. The object which has state and behavior. The entity which this is an entity. Student is an entity. Sorry. Entity which has state and behavior is known as object. Right. Got it? So object contains address. Okay. Address of what? Now, in this case, let's say A is having value of 10 and we want to access that. Right? What we want to access that. Getting all of you guys? So what we have been doing? We
Yes.
are creating the object of that and we are accessing the value 10. Right? We are accessing the value 10 by with the help of object, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
it contains address of whom? Address of let's say A, right? Where the value is been stored. Got it, all of you?
Yes.
Now, what is meant by class? Next to that, what is meant by class? So these are the simple things that have been asked, basic things that have been asked in your interviews. Next to that is what? Class. What we can say about class? Okay, nothing but collection of objects. What? Nothing but collection of objects is called as what it is? Collection of objects is called as,
Class.
is it right? Is it right or wrong? Collection of object is called as class. Okay. Or the simple thing we can say that what is that class? Okay. Okay. Class can be a blueprint from which we can create an object. Or just keep this simple definition in your mind. It is nothing but what? Collection of objects is called as class. That's very simple for you, right? Keep this thing in your mind only. Now, after that, inheritance. What is inheritance? Let's say, quite very simple. So, when one object, when one object acquires all the property and an object acquires all the property and behavior. Okay. And an object acquires all the property and behavior of parent object. I know that you will not understand. I will give you an example. A parent object is known as inheritance. Now, what it means when one object acquires all the property and behavior of parent object. Let's say there are two classes now. Till now we have seen only one class example, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now next to that. Let's say there is class A or we'll take in class, let's say food. So this is a parent class. This is a parent class. Next to that, we have taken in another class. Let's say mango. It's in season of mango, right? Okay. That means what? This is your child class. Mango is what? This is your child class. What's your parent class? What is your parent class? What's your child class?
Mango.
Mango is your child class, right? So the simple thing is what? When one class acquires the property and behavior of another class, or when one object acquires all the property and behavior of parent object, is known as inheritance. Means what? Let's say mango is an object. When we create an object of mango, let's say how we are creating an object now, mango em1 equals to new mango, right? So that will be an object. Em1 will be an object. When the object of other class acquires property and behavior of parent class. Okay. Are you getting or not? Or
Yes, sir.
simply we'll say, let's say, I'll put a name over here. Let's say Satish has been there. Simple. Satish, I'm having my properties. What? Let's say I'm good in good in studying, for an example. That's not true. I'm good in studying. So let's say studying is my property. Just take an example for an example. Let's say, then after that, M. So this is in child class, and what's the parent class, Satish? So what? Let's say the object of Sam is acquiring the property and behavior of parent class. Means what, Satish? This Sam is acquiring the property of Satish with the help of object that is called as inheritance. Got it clear now? Guys,
Yes, sir.
hmm?
Yes.
समजते सगळ्यांना? And in practical, we'll also see this. In an practical also, you will get to know the clear idea of this inheritance, right? Hmm?
Yes.
And next to that, polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Simple. Okay. I made a mistake. Poly, P-O-L-Y, M-O-R-P-H-I-S-M. Polymorphism. Poly means what? Many forms. Poly means many. Meaning is what? Poly means what? Many. Hmm? Poly means what? Many. Poly means more than one form. What does mean by polymorphism? More than one form is known as polymorphism. Got it, guys? More than one form. So simple way we can say that one task performed in many ways. Task performed in many ways. Polymorphism. Right? Got it? Hmm? One task performed in many ways. So this will also be get clear when we'll do practicals, but just try to understand. One task performed in many ways, that is called as polymorphism. Just take an example when we have been uh, speaking. So speaking in the sense of human beings, it's indifferent. So when cat speaks, we refer it as an meow. When dog, it's like an bark. Oof. Okay, means it's barking. You know that how the dog barks. Let's say parrot, how he has been speaking. So just one thing that has been performed in a many way. Let's take a simple example of mimicry artist. Let's say he A is a mimicry artist, or simple uh, name you can take it. So let's say he is a mimicry artist. So he is doing a mimicry of multiple people. So you can take that example. Okay. Polymorphisms. For that, abstraction. So what does mean by abstraction? It's in simple hiding the details. This is very important concept that has been used everywhere. Abstraction. So you all have been using the mobile phones, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Or you all are eating the medicine. Let's say if you got cold, right?
Yep.
So you're eating a medicine, but you know how that
Yes.
medicine. Did you know that how that medicine is been made of? No,
No.
right? So you know that this is only a medicine, but you don't know the back end process of medicine, right? So you know only the front end things. Means front end we cannot say it in that way. Means what the simple thing is that what is meant by abstraction? The details are been hidden. The functionality which you didn't want to know, that has been hidden in abstraction. Only simple things are been shown to you. Okay, the detail execution is been hidden. Let's say you all have been using mobile phones, right? But did you know how that OS has been made? How that phone has been made? You know this is phone and how to use it, right? You know the things. So that is called as abstraction. Hiding the details from an user and showing just the functionality which has been required for the user, that is known as abstraction. But सिंपल काय आहे की डिटेल्स हाईड करायचे आणि जी लागणारी फंक्शनॅलिटी आहे तीच शो करायची, त्याला ऍब्स्ट्रॅक्शन म्हणतो. क्लिअर? हायडिंग द डिटेल्स अँड शोइंग ओनली द फंक्शनॅलिटी इज नोन एज ऍब्स्ट्रॅक्शन. ओके. हायडिंग द डिटेल्स and only the functionality is known as you can see that hiding the, you can write in this, hiding the implementation details. We can add it, implementation. Hiding the implementation details and showing only the functionality is known as abstraction. Okay. Did you got it? Hiding the implementation details and showing only the functionality. Okay. Or you can write it as your internal details also. You can write in this way also. Clear? Hmm? समजते हे ऍब्स्ट्रॅक्शन म्हणजे काय? So after that, encapsulation. Simple. Your Java program is called as encapsulation. Binding the code and data together in a single unit is known as, let me come to your Java program. What we have been doing in Java program? Last one is what? Encapsulation. What does mean by encapsulation? Binding code and data together into single unit. Okay. Binding the data, binding the code and data together into a single unit is known as encapsulation. Okay. Clear? Guys, simple example is what?
Yes.
At a simple example, काय? The every code in Java is an encapsulation. Okay, simple what? Every code in Java we can see it as an encapsulation. Clear? Binding the code and data together into a single unit is known as encapsulation. So these are what? These are the different oops concepts. What we have object, we'll see from the starting what does mean by object. The entity which has state and behavior is known as object. Okay. So for an example, states, I have given a best example of student. Okay. And behavior. All right. What are the state? Name, address, roll number, date of birth, studying, playing, singing. So the entity which has state and behavior is known as object. And with the help of object, you know that object contains the address that takes some space in memory. right? And thereafter, inheritance. Oh, sorry, after that class. Collection of object is called as class. Simple. Okay, as we have the definition of class, someone asks you, tell them that it's nothing but collection of objects is known as class. After that, inheritance. Let's say one object acquires the property and behavior of parent object, or you can say that instead of object, you can say that directly one class. When one class access property and behavior of other class. Simple in this way you can say that. Let's say child class will access a property and behavior of parent class is known as inheritance. That's it. When one class acquires property and behavior of another class, that's called as inheritance. After inheritance, what we have been seeing, after inheritance, polymorphism means more than one form. One task performed in many ways is called as polymorphism. Poly means what? Many. Ability to take more than one form is known as polymorphism. After that, what? Yeah, abstraction. What's mean by abstraction? Hiding the implementation details and showing only the functionality. Okay, means what? If you have been, let's say, using the mobile phones, or let's say, if you are doing any work, or what we can say in a simple language, when you are playing the games on your mobile phones, you know how to play the games, but you don't know how that game is been made, which in which language is been made, what is the front end, what is the back end, what are the procedures that have been done. Okay, so simple thing, hiding the implementation details and showing only the functionality, or the hiding the internalities and showing only the function is known as abstraction. And encapsulation is nothing but binding your code and data into a single unit, or you can say that every Java program is an example of encapsulation. Clear up to here? Hmm? Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
So, okay. So, next to that, we'll see tomorrow, or if possible, today only. There are much more chances to take a class at evening also. Amadip, are you going today for your office?
Yes,
Let me
sir.
stop my recording. Let me stop my recording.